another friend of Arthur Moat's.
No,
Another
BFF.
Let's go.
Ryan Shazier is next to me. You recognize that laugh? It's infectious, isn't it, Ryan?
It's definitely infectious. I thought I would have been Moat's friend. He carried me one day. And helped me get in and out of my car and carried me to the hospital, but I'm not his friend.
See, I didn't say all that. I said that's my BFF. You know it's different. You my brother, all right? We ain't going there, okay? And I carry you any day of the week because I know if the roles were reversed, you would do the exact same for me. All right, you already know this.
Ryan, what have you been up to, man? We had you in Pittsburgh for your book a few months ago, and just take us up to catch us up to speed on what's going on.
So right now, I'm still with the NFL Ringer, with Spotify with the NFL Ringer podcast. So that's been going really well. And then I've been doing a lot for my foundation, the Ryan Shazier Fund. And then I've been a serial entrepreneur. I just started two businesses.
Serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the businesses? What are you doing?
So I own a logistics company.
Okay.
So one of them is Shea Trucking. It ships cars across the country. It's cars right now, and then we're going to get into doing some more things as well. And then I own an insurance company, life insurance company, yeah.
What made you get into the business sector? What made Ryan Shazier say, man, I got to get my hands in this stuff?
Arthur would tell you this. Even when I was playing, I always had an eye or a knack for, like, business professionals.
He's an owner.
I always thought of it like an owner. Like, I always understood the situations that we were playing in. Like, like I know some guys when they, it's their last day. I mean, they're not playing no more, or they get cut, or they get traded. A lot of people take that stuff personally. I just used to look at it like, hey, this is the ramifications of the business we in. So instead of just coming to play and playing football, getting a check, and then going home, a lot of times I'll spend time learning from Mr. Rooney, Kevin Colbert, and other business professionals, and it always made me want to start my own business one day. And the last few years, I've been just trying to figure out what that was going to be, and I was excited to start off with the trucking, and now it's the insurance.
Cool, man.
I'm wondering now, Arthur, between you and Ryan, who's got the more serial entrepreneur spirit? Because we always talk to you about all the things you have going on here. This might be a close contest between the two of you.
Yeah. Listen, man. I never compete with Shay. Shay is the man. We know this. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Come on, Moats. I try to be the man. Nah.
Hey, man, stop all that. Now, I know you're doing your business thing, and I'm with all that. But I also want to talk to you a little bit about this game tomorrow, man. How you feeling about that, man? Who you leaning with?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have to go with the kid from Pittsburgh, and I know it's one on the Bengals, but I'm going with the one for the Rams. So me and Aaron, me and our families we're pretty cool. So I kind of have a personal relationship there, but then also I just think that they're a better team. They have a better D-line than the Cincinnati's O-line by far.
Yep.
Then when it comes to like player for player matchups, I think that both gets pretty even once it goes like the skill positions. They're both pretty even. But I think the D-line and Aaron, I think Aaron's going to really have somebody from the D-line is going to have a huge day.
Ryan.
It might not be Aaron, but I think it's going to be Aaron, but somebody from that D-line is going to have a huge day.
Ryan, as a guy, never played the game, really outside of like playing at recess or something, I was not a football guy, probably for the best because I'd have gotten lit up like a Christmas tree out there. I would have been, big head, big target or something.
It depended on the position.
You got a big head.
Ryan, it would have been left bench or right bench. I can't decide which I would have been better suited for. But it's wild to me. I'm just wondering, just try to put this in perspective for us. Aaron Donald being he's like 6 feet tall. I interviewed him once. He's about the same height as me. It's just insane at that position to see a guy built like he's built do what he does to opposing offenses week after week, even when they know it's coming, and try to stop it. Like, can you, just speaking as a football player, can you guys talk about how impressive that is to behold what he does to NFL players?
Have you ever seen the movie Hercules?
Yes. The cartoon, the Disney movie?
The Disney movie.
Yeah, I have, as a matter of fact.
To me, that's kind of how Aaron Donald is. It's like Aaron Donald, he looks just like you and me, and then he goes out there and he's just stronger than everybody, or he's faster than everybody at his skill set. So that's kind of how it is. Most people try to downplay it on how like what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really think about it, most guys that are the greatest of all time, a lot of them have either like superior like athleticism or superior like just size like Clowney or something, or Julius Peppers. With Aaron, he was an undersized dude, you know, and he was like, man, to me, I tell people this all the time. Football, the thing about football is all about want. It's all like football is a game of effort and want to. If you want something way more than somebody else wants it, it's going like football will provide it for you. But you just have to really go out there and get it. Like Aaron Donald, he obviously understood that hey, I'm a big guy, I'm good, I'm fast because I'm smaller.
Yep.
But he knew like hey, for me to be the best guy, I probably have to get extremely strong. And he's done that. So now he has a combination of strength and speed. And he's kind of like TJ. Like when you see a quarterback literally right here and you don't fear the man in front of you at all, most likely you're going to get to him because the other guy is more scared of you than you are of him. It's probably like 3 or 4 linemen in the league. I'm going to say 10 at most that look at, Aaron Donald, TJ Watt, and Myles Garrett, those type of guys, and will say, yeah, those guys don't bother me.
Wow.
Probably 10.
That's it.
Max.
And because the thing is, and like they're gonna front and say that they don't. Everybody's gonna say I'm okay. Because you're an athlete,
right.
You're a competitor. But like it's 10 guys that actually, but like will stand up there and say, I believe like 101, I got this. Like Trent Williams might be one of them. David Bakhtiari might be one of them. David DeCastro, when he was playing, he could have been one of them. Orlando Pace type of guys. But the regular Joe Blow in the league, they see Aaron or TJ or Miles or, somebody like that, Arthur Moats in front of them.
Uh-oh.
They're like, snap. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's going to be a long day.
Ryan, I'm so happy we have Ryan Shazier with us. I want to get to, because you're putting your analyst hat on now, you're doing that Ringer podcast you talked about. Your old position, Devin Bush. We've spent so much time on this radio station trying to figure out what's going on with the guy. So you watched him a lot, I'm sure. Keith Butler was singing your praises when we had him on a couple of weeks ago. What do you see in Bush? How does he get better, Ryan? What do you think?
Honestly, I don't know the whole situation because I haven't talked to him recently.
Yep.
So I don't want to just, say something that's happening that's not. But I know that Devin doesn't look like he's 100% healthy like he was when he was a rookie. Obviously, when you have knee problems, and I went through a bunch of them, you don't feel as confident. And when you're not feeling as confident that you can make some of the plays that you made before, it kind of make you kind of second guess sometimes, or make you antsy sometimes. So I think it's a combination of that could be in a mix of it. Like he wasn't 100% healthy. But then also one thing that I would tell him, that he should work on, because it doesn't matter if you're the fastest guy or the slowest guy in the NFL. If you just really just dive in to grinding on the playbook, and not the playbook, but just watching film and just really dedicating time to that. I think if Devin started to dedicate a lot of time to that, then his game will understand that I don't have to use my athletic ability as much as I had to use it before. I think he's still in the middle ground of learning of, using what I know from just watching film and then using your athletic ability. When you're younger, you can just, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. Like Michael Parsons, like when they told him stop, when they took the green dot off of him, Michael Parsons almost won Defensive Player of the Year.
They took the green dot off Bush this year too.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But it let Michael Parsons just go out there and play. When you're young, healthy, and just can go out there and play, you feel like you can make every play. So I think with Devin, he had a lot on his mind because he's calling the plays. Then he's not where he probably feel like he should be health-wise, or he doesn't see oh man, I'm not making that play anymore, and that can kind of affect you mentally a little bit, and can cause kind of a lack of play a little bit.
Yeah.
And now Shay, talk about a little bit for you, because obviously we know your first 2 years you took a little bit of a jump as well in terms of having to adjust speed and being a little bit undersized. What were some of the things that you did to make you improve in that area and have that rapid just leap that we always talk about?
Yeah, so for me, I remember it was one thing. So towards the end of my second year, I started watching a little bit more film than I did before, And so Mike Mitchell, him and Will Gay will be in there watching film in the mornings. And one day he said, "Hey," so I was watching it with him. So I did it on the third year, the year I had a big leap. I watched it with him in the morning time. And I remember one day, because he watches a lot of DB stuff, he was watching a lot of coverage. I was like, "Hey, Mike, can you like do some run plays? Like, I just want to watch." And he told me, "Hey, the day you get here before me is when you can watch what you want to watch."
Oh wow!
Like, he wasn't being like
Let's
a butthole
go.
or nothing, but he was, but
you gotta earn it.
like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah. So when he said that, and I was already like starting to work out by myself, and like before like I came into the gym, because a lot of dudes work out after practice and stuff like that, and I was like, let me get this out of the way first. So I worked out in the mornings, and then when he said that, I was like, you're right. So he would get there at 8. We have meetings at 9. So then I was like, so I tried it. So then the next day I got there like 7:30, and I watched like 30 minutes of film. I'm like, oh man, like I get to watch what I want to watch, and then he can put on what he want to put on. And then I was like, so then me and my trainer was like, man, like this wasn't that bad, but I didn't really get to watch everything I wanted to watch. So then I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go earlier. So then instead of going at 7, I went at 7. I mean, instead of getting there at 7:30, I got there at 7. And I was like, man, I'm still missing some stuff. So then I just jumped it and started watching film at 6. So I'll watch 2 hours worth of film before the average guy getting in the building every single day. So by the time like I would play somebody, I've seen this place so much, like it was almost like it was second nature to me, you know. And I feel like that's how I made that jump, because I was able just to start noticing plays because I was so familiar with them.
And as a teammate of yours, we could definitely tell like that. That's when we started feeling like you were the quarterback of the defense. I mean, you out here making checks like you Big Ben or something over here, but on the defensive side. Absolutely, though. But that was a big part of it. So yeah, I'm glad you shared that.
Ryan,
it took some time, because you know, like when I first started making some checks, most was there. You know, people was like, I don't know, bro. Like, what you doing? Yeah, but then they started to see that like I knew what I was talking about.
That's cool.
You know, so like I had to earn their trust. You know, so
yeah.
Ryan, I want to ask you about the quarterback that Steelers fans in this game are a lot more concerned about for the future, because he's in their division, Joe Burrow. What do you see when you look at that guy doing his thing?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I think this division is gonna be a scary one for the next 10, 15 years.
I had a bad feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah. And the reason I say that is because like Joe Burrow, he reminds me a little bit of Tom. And the reason I say that is because like Tom doesn't have all the attributes. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the fastest guy. I don't know if he could be the smartest guy, but he's not the smartest guy. But it's just like his will to win. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like Aaron Rodgers. Like it's kind of Aaron Rodgers, but I feel he's more like Tom than he is with Aaron. And to me, I just think that he has a extreme confidence in him. And then it seems like everybody likes to rally around him. So I think he's going to be a good quarterback for years to come. And he's just a smart football player. But then we also have Lamar in our division as well. And he's already got an MVP. So that lets you know how good he is as a player.
So what are we going to do, Ryan? I mean, that's the $32 million question in Pittsburgh. What are we going to do about quarterback, man?
Now, to me personally, I was vouching that we get Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know how what that would look like financially, and then obviously all of us love the city of Pittsburgh, but Aaron, will he want a bigger city or will he not? That plays into some people's decision. To me, I don't like. I know some people are like, hey, we should get Jimmy, we shouldn't get Jimmy. To me, like, I wouldn't be surprised or upset if we get Jimmy, and the reason I say that is because like we just named all these quarterbacks. Obviously Joe Burrow, he's one he's at the Super Bowl now, but Jimmy has been to multiple Super Bowls. He's won Super Bowls. Obviously he wasn't a head guy, but he's won Super Bowls. But then he's also has this experience of winning consistently in the playoffs and has Super Bowl experience. So I think like somebody like that can really help out our team, because we have a solid team. We have to work on our O-line, but we have a solid team, and so I wouldn't be surprised with that. Me personally, I don't think we should draft a quarterback. Me personally,
really?
No.
Why's that?
I think the quarterbacks in this draft are good, but I don't think the quarterbacks in this draft are like, hey, let me reach for this guy. Let me go out my way for this guy. Do you guys feel that the Steelers should trade up and reach for a Kenny Pickett or reach for one of these quarterbacks?
I love Pickett. Willis, I think, is too raw. So I think that would take time. He might even have to sit an entire year.
So, and the thing is with me with Pickett is that like he's an older guy, and he's an older guy. So I know with the Steelers, especially when they're drafting people in the first few rounds, they love to get younger guys. Kenny's 24.
Yep.
And when I got drafted, I was 21. So
Juju was like 19.
Yeah, Juju was 19. So
they want those three contract guys, man. Yeah.
That's 3 years that I already have of experience on you right now. So when it comes to contract time or when it comes to his longevity, think about it. In 10 years, Kenny's going to be 24. In 10 years, I was going to be 30. He's going to be 34. In 10 years, I've been 31. I still you can still see 3-4 years at 34. Besides quarterback, most positions they're like, hey, man, it's time to start wrapping it up.
Yep.
So
plug the foundation. I want to know more about that. So people that are listening, enjoying this conversation, how do they get involved with Ryan Shazier? What do they do?
So it's 2 ways to get involved with Ryan Shazier. So I have the book. It's called Walking Miracle. You can also order a book on Walking Miracle, and it has some of the proceeds go to the fund. So I'm really excited about that. But the fund is the Ryan Shazier Fund, and a lot of people in Pittsburgh, you guys know who I am,
yep.
And went through my injury. Unfortunately, a lot of people were unable to get the same type of rehab as myself, or they don't have the funds to be able to endure the struggles that you have to endure with a spinal cord injury. So we started the Ryan Shazier Fund to provide more resources and allow others to live independently. So I'm really excited about it.
Ryan, we love what you're doing, man. We love whenever we can get you on in Pittsburgh. And whenever we can connect Ryan Shazier with Arthur Moats, that's a huge win.
Yeah, it's a great
Shay
one.
is the man. Y'all know, hey, as soon as you said he was on, I said, oh, man, it's a wrap. I'm good for the day. Made my day, man, always.
Ryan, thank you so much. Malzy?
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it, man. All right.